Someone told you that you were crazy?
yeah, a psychologist.
Why? What did you tell them that would let them determine that you were crazy?
I told her the ghost story that I experienced on that day.
Which was?
I would feel hand swooping back behind my head from the pillow. I hear a screaming noise of a girl from the distance in the hotel vicinity. I was worried, so I went there, and then the noise stopped. I got a phone call with the light was flickering. I picked up the phone, and the phone went beep. It was an eerie evening.
Congratulations and welcome to the world. Do you have any idea? I have a picture here. I don't have it present, but I have a book that I wrote when I was 27 years old, just a journal book that I kept. And in that book, I drew a picture. It was on the 27th. I was 27 years old, and it says a picture of a beautiful woman holding at first what was a virile man and then morphed into this little boy. I kept that book. I don't know why I kept my journal book. And in that book, I put a lot of things that I wanted. I moved from New York to LA to Florida. I apparently kept the book with some other books. How many journals do you keep? I don't know. My son walks in to the living room. He's 8 years old. He's wearing his baseball uniform and he has a little picture of a baseball button. And he said, "Mommy, look at this." At that moment, I could feel my life go. I walked almost unconsciously into my garage. There was a pile of buckets of things I've traveled with. I reached into there. I pulled out this book. I opened it up as though I knew 25 years later where this even was. And there's a picture of a woman holding a little boy wearing a baseball cap exactly like his picture with a V-neck baseball shirt. And I drew a picture of my son 25 years before I met him. They live next to each other. And I have no explanation how I would imagine that I would know this, know where it was. And today it stands as one of the greatest things that I've ever, of the supernatural, had an experience of. The psychologist is a bullshitter who has no idea how spectacular the world is. And shame on her. And this is why I do not believe in psychology and people who get worthless degrees and put people on a couch and charge them thousands going, "How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel?" What you should have acknowledged is that congratulations. Somehow, something in the world is inexplainable. You know what's inexplainable? How do the leaves come back every year? Nature is inexplainable. It makes no sense to me. They die, they come back. It's beautiful. How do birds fly? How do fish swim? I have no idea how to explain any of this. So to feel a hand reach through something, congratulations. Where do souls go when they die? I'm not sure. But I will tell you a moment after my mom passed away, where I am standing in a dressing room in Newport, California, just changing my clothes. And I feel the wall turn into liquid like you might see in the Matrix. And a hand reaches through and grabs me and gives me a hug. And I feel my mom and I burst out hysterical crying because I'm not sure what I'm experiencing. I didn't share that. Don't need someone to tell me if I'm crazy or not. I know what I experienced. Did my mom reach through time and hug me one last time? Did my dad, as he sat up and was dying and I was in his hospital room and he was taking his last few breaths and the nurse said to me, "You need to give your father permission to die." And I said, "I'm not doing that." She said, "Well, if you don't, he's going to suffer." And I held his hand and I talked to the man that I love most in this entire world. And I said, "Dad, I love you more than anything and I'm going to give you permission to die." He sat up and all of a sudden at the foot of his bed, I see a vision of a man I've never met. It's his father, my grandfather. I see this man's image like I'm talking to you in a hospital bed with my dad dying. And he says to me, "Thank you," and said some other things. I don't really remember all that happened. My dad sat up, coughed, lay down, and his spirit walked through the wall together with his father. You cannot tell me that I'm crazy. I saw it. Congratulations, my girl.
Folks, have I told you lately that you are a force to be reckoned with? So my soul escaped my body and I said, no, it's not time yet. Come back. And then I came back. That's when I went to the mental hospital for 3 months. They put in all the medication. But doctors don't know about this supernatural thing you and I experience.
Please, dear God, don't let people do that. That's not crazy. That is blessed.
This is the purpose of why we're sitting here talking about advocating for mental health. This is my calling. So folks, what is your go-to strategy for calming your mind instantly?